Hello, so this is the first video on my new camera, and I didn't realize while recording this that when you press record there's a slight delay that was not there on my previous camera, so there's going to be a lot of hard cuts and starts of sentences in this video that are not there. Or are there? I don't know words.
Victory.
Oh, Windcharger, I want to care about you. He is, in essence, one of the coolest early G1 Autobots. He's got a pretty slick car mode, the robot mode is kinda boring looking, but he has Magneto powers. Why does this guy never show up in anything? He didn't show up in IDW until Phase 2, and even then he had a pretty minor role. He showed up in the 86 movie just to die. But if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have gotten this toy, so... This is the car mode that I've struggled to put my fingers on, because I don't know what this is. I tried looking up what Windcharger turns into, and whenever I do, it gives me this. That is not that. Front looks a little weird, and it has like a little fish mouth. Like a cartoony dragster thing going on with really big back wheels. I swear I saw this thing in Wacky Races one time. The wheels are pinned, so that's pretty sweet. The thing that does bother me, though, is... yeah. He's all right there. Anyway, he can do things with the accessories in this. Not only does it look lame as hell, but the weapon storage is also lame as hell. Geometry is just off enough for you not to be able to use it as an exhaust pipe. That's just enough off to make my OCD go mad. So that just looks dumb. Pea puddle, that's actually a magnetic thing. You can plug it into the little fish mouth, and oh, whoops, pretty cool. That's pretty cool, at least. I actually really like the windows on this guy. Red plastic backing the translucent blue plastic creates this weird effect that makes it look almost metallic, and I really like it. Also, that Autobot symbol's misaligned. Gosh dang it! This part might get a little hairy because it's really tight, but the plastic, even though it's clear plastic, is very dense, and I think it can take the heat. With that is one of A transformations of all time. I'm glad they didn't just go for the simple approach of just having the back of the car be the back of the robot, but I don't know if I like the foot backpacks. I don't know, it just kind of like, it's not great. But I cannot deny that he's very, what do you want me to say? This is right next to, like, Reflector. In, like, this is barely a Transformer, this is just a robot. Outside of the wheels on the shoulders and, like, a little bit of back of car for feet, this is just a robot. There's very little indicators to even indicate that this turns into a vehicle. Which I suppose it's kind of a miracle that it transforms so completely as to barely even look like it transforms, but now you're just getting rid of all the reasons why I liked it. Like, if you really think about it, this dude's primary color is bluish-gray. And that's insane, because he turns into a red sports car. Transformers love those! The head sculpt, let me adjust the lighting. The head sculpt is pretty great. It looks really good. God, it's so generic. But what I do like about it is since he's in a box, you couldn't get him to do traditional, like, ball-jointed look. You can't get him to do a traditional ball-jointed head. So what they did do was they put a lever on the back of his head, and you know when two guys, like walk into each other in, like, a public place? and they don't really want to say hi to each other, so they just kind of go. Here. That's pretty great. Okay. I wouldn't be lying if I told you that wasn't the reason why I bought it because of this. I don't know if that says more about the figure or myself. His crappy little gun can peg into his hand, so you know that's pretty sweet. Which, by the way, this is flight stand port compatible. That would have been really funny if that fit. Funny story about this accessory. The day I got this, I went to Cheddar's with my mom, and I literally bought him, so I was literally messing with him so I could do this video. And she asked me, why does he come with piss? Like, it was on the table like that, and she was like, why does he come with a puddle of pee? So he can plug the pee into his torso so that he can fulfill his true destiny of being Pissmaster of the West, enemy to all and friend to none. Also, it's like, imagine like a imagine like those sprinklers, like those fire sprinklers that are in like office buildings, so when fires happen they imagine that, but it's pee. That's what this is. This is also a pretty fun accessory, but if you don't know what this is, like if you're a little kid and you don't know what this is, and you can't read the back of the box yet because you don't care, this is gonna be such a weird accessory, and that I can't make that funny. Also, I know there's some people worrying that this is gonna break because it's clear plastic, but this is a dense little piece. Unless you, like, I don't know, melt it with a fire, you'll be fine. You know what, Windcharger? I almost love you. Articulation-wise, he has a mushroom peg at the head so you can rotate, and you can also use the aforementioned lever to look down and look up, which I actually think is really fun. Rotation at the elbow, and you get a cool 90-degree bend at the elbow. Even though the wrists are ball joints, which I am fine with wrist ball joints, they are very tight, and I hesitate to even call that a wrist rotation because that is tight as hell. But you do get sword-wielding wrists out of it if you want Windcharger to have a sword. Waist rotation. He has a snatched waist, I just realized. A really tight bend at the knee, which it isn't even 90 degrees. Come on, guys. And also we have a ankle pivot that's more like in the middle of his leg, so it kind of looks like he's breaking his leg. But then again, I would prefer if the ankle pivot was lower on the feet, but then again, what feet? I have my worst enemies, ball joints at the shoulders, which they're very limited. You can cheat it for more with the transformation joint, but I wouldn't want to risk it because it seems to have locking points and you might stress that over time. Universal joints at the hips, so you can kick that far, go back that far, and go out that far. Seriously, these hips are no joke. Rotation at the thigh. You can kind of cheat it for 90 degrees if you also use this joint, which annoys the hell out of me. That doesn't peg in at all. That's a transformation joint, guys. Come on. The posability is kind of a mini miracle, where in some places like the hips, it is completely uninhibited. And it's kind of crazy to think about that, because this is a Windcharger. He hasn't been relevant ever. I'm not even gonna say he hasn't been relevant since the 80s. He hasn't been relevant ever. I triple dog dare you to find me a G1 story or any story that involves him or is about him. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. I double dog dare you. How many dogs will have to die before you believe me? What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Here he is, next to Homer Simpson. I nudged my camera. Soundwave. Crackman. Bumblebee. And Hound. By all means, the quality is off the charts. The transformation is great, and for a brief moment when you're transforming him, he does turn into a attack pack car, and I think that's pretty funny. But frankly, he's kind of a nothing release for a nothing character. This is a weird figure. I think I like it. I think I like it. But by all means, he's good if you want Windcharger. I just don't know why you'd want Windcharger. If you really, really like Windcharger, then I guess you can get him, but I don't know why you like Windcharger. I'd argue that he has probably one of the coolest G1 Transformers names. It just sounds cool. It's up there with Tiger Track, as in, I don't know what it means, but it sounds awesome. Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. That's never happened before. Oh, good lord. Why are you still recording? Stop recording.